The economic recovery of Rwanda after the 1994 genocide that killed more than 1 million ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus has gone into the history books as a success story, and it is inextricably linked to Paul Kagame, who officially took power in 2000. Hello there and welcome to AfroPage. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how President Paul Kagame transformed Rwanda. But first, let's take a pause to subscribe to this channel and like this video in order for us to reach a larger audience. And now back to the video. While many Rwandans revered their president for the progress their country has made during his 20 years in office, others criticized Kagame for suppressing dissenting views. Across Rwanda, Kagame is seen as a benevolent dictator who pursues unselfish goals for the development of the country. One of his toughest policies, that of Muganda, forces Rwandans to commit a few hours of their time to community service on every last Saturday of the month. Rwanda as a shining light, and especially President Kagame, is popular among young Africans. Talks about him around African states that he has the ability to have things done. According to Kagame advisor Jean-Paul Kimonyo, many Africans like this because they too would like to have a leader who does things. Kagame is the master of reinvention and believes, according to Kimonyo, who is also author of the book Transforming Rwanda: Challenges on the Road of Reconstruction. First, he became a soldier, then transformed himself into a statesman and a reformer, and finally gained international recognition. Rwanda, one of the smallest countries on the African continent, is known beyond the borders for its effective policies. In Western countries, Rwanda is mainly associated with three political projects: equality of women, promotion of new technologies, and environmental protection measures. Kagame also prides himself as a gender equality pioneer. About 60% of the country's lawmakers are women. Kagame business policy is also repeatedly praised in the World Bank Doing Business Report 2019, which describes how economically friendly the 190 countries in the world are. Rwanda ranked 29th, the second best African nation after Mauritius. Rwanda is one of the countries in Africa with the best and cheapest internet infrastructure. Many government services are online, making it easy, for example, for entrepreneurs to set up a company on a smartphone. A notable development in Rwanda is the central sewage system in the capital, which is currently under construction. The government plans to connect all households to it by 2024. Despite songs of praises for Paul Kagame, critics say the successes of Kagame's authoritarian rule have come at the expense of human rights in the country. The UK is emerging as one of the Rwanda's strongest allies, and Prime Minister Johnson said in interviews that criticism of Rwanda is based on stereotypes of Rwanda that is now outdated. The UK Home Secretary Priti Patel recently broke a £120 million deal with Rwanda to send asylum seekers to the East African country, an accord that hangs in the balance after a last-minute intervention by the European Court of Human Rights. Patel described Rwanda as a safe haven for refugees, as the UK vowed to push ahead with the controversial scheme. Far from being a safe haven for refugees, as claimed by Patel and others in the UK government, Rwanda has been accused by human rights groups of threatening refugees badly. In 2018, at least 11 Congolese refugees were killed when Rwandan police opened fire at the Kiziba refugee camp and Karongi town as refugees protested cuts to their food rations, Amnesty International reported at the time. However, to his supporters and Westerners and Asian allies, President Kagame is a liberator who has modernized and transformed Rwanda, a former Belgian colony. The gains made in Rwanda under his rules are undeniable. The Rwanda government spokesperson Yolande Mokolo told CNN that the country has made remarkable progress in the last 28 years, citing increased life expectancy, near universal healthcare, and low corruption levels in the country. According to the World Bank, Rwanda has witnessed strong economic growth, accompanied by substantial improvements in living standards. A report by the World Bank in 2020 stated that the country has also been successful in reducing administrative corruption from an accepted practice to one that is regarded as illegitimate and one identified, one that is punished. Rwanda also ranks first among 13 low-income economies and 7th among the 27 economies of sub-Saharan Africa for its innovation capabilities on the 2021 Global Innovation Index. Paul Kagame has been aggressive in attracting foreign direct investment into the country. In 2018, the Rwanda government signed a 3-year promotional deal with the English Premier League side Arsenal as part of the country's drive to become a leading global tourist destination using Visit Rwanda messaging. The English football club said in a statement, Arsenal's male and female team jerseys have featured the Visit Rwanda logo on their left sleeves ever since. So far, the measures of his leadership are impressive. Since 1990, life expectancy has risen from 48 years to 66, and the mortality rate for children under 5 dropped from 152 per 1,000 live births to 42. The country remains poor, but Kagame's government is trying to position it as something exceptional in Africa, a place to do business. It ranks 29th in the World Bank survey assessing the business environment of 190 nations. Having said that, let's get to know who President Paul Kagame is. Paul Kagame, born 23rd October 1957, is a Rwandan politician and former military officer. He is the 4th and current president of Rwanda, having taken office in 2000. Kagame previously commanded the Rwanda Patriotic Front, a Uganda-based rebel force which invaded Rwanda in 1990, and was one of the parties of the conflict during the Rwanda Civil War and the armed force which ended the Rwanda genocide. He was considered Rwanda's de facto leader when he served as vice president and minister of defense under President Pastor Bizimungu from 1994 to 2000. Paul Kagame was born to a Tutsi family in southern Rwanda. When he was 2 years old, the Rwanda Revolution ended centuries of Tutsis' political dominance. His family fled to Uganda, where he spent the rest of his childhood. In the 1980s, Kagame fought in the Yoweri Museveni's rebel army, becoming a senior Uganda army officer after Museveni's military victories carried him to the Uganda presidency. Kagame joined the RPF, taking control of the group when previous leader Fred Wingiyama died on the second day of the 1990 invasion. By 1993, the RPF controlled significant territory in Rwanda and a ceasefire was negotiated. The assassination of Rwanda President Juvenal set off the genocide, in which Hutu extremists killed an estimated 500,000 to 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Kagame resumed the civil war and ended the genocide with a military victory. Amongst the development brought by President Kagame is the recent multi-billion eco-friendly housing project. President Paul Kagame, alongside First Lady Jeannette Kagame, in February 2022, launched the construction of a new eco-friendly housing estate in Yarangunga District, Kigali. The development follows an agreement signed between Rwanda Development Board and ADHI Corporate Group, a construction company established more than 10 years ago in Cameroon. The development comes at the time Rwanda aims to create 150,000 new dwellings annually to meet the projected demand of 5.5 million dwellings by 2050. ADHI Corporate Group has also established a training academy for innovative and sustainable light steel frame construction, under which 120 Rwandan students are currently being trained. Students, according to Hassan, ADHI General Manager, receives on-site competence-based training to prepare them for the future employment. The Rwanda government has also launched the construction of a 43.5 megawatts power plant, expected to boost the country's effort to ensure universal access to electricity by 2024. The Nyirabarango 2 multipurpose dam is a multipurpose dam under construction across the Nyirabarango River in Rwanda. The dam will measure 48 meters high and 228 meters long, creating a reservoir with storage capacity of 846 million cubic meters. The reservoir is also expected to provide irrigation water to an estimated 20,000 hectares of land downstream of the dam site. In addition, the dam will host Nyirabarango Round 2 hydroelectric power station with installed generating capacity of 43.5 megawatts. The plant, estimated to cost $214 million, is being built by China's Sinohydro. The project is financed by a concessional loan from the Export-Import Bank of China Construction. Construction began in April 2021 and is scheduled to last till December 2025. Another project developed by Paul Kagame is the Kigali Arena. The Kigali Arena is a multi-purpose indoor arena in Kigali, Rwanda. It's used mostly for basketball and volleyball matches. Built and finished in 2019, it hosts sporting events and concerts. It is the biggest indoor arena in East Africa and it is located next to the Amahoro Stadium. It was constructed by SUMMA, a Turkish international contractor. In 2021, Kigali Arena signed a contract with Rwanda singer Bruce Melody, a deal of 150 million Rwanda currency as its brand ambassador for the next 3 years, with a shared objective to position the venue as a regional entertainment hub. On May 24, 2022, the arena's name was changed to BK Arena after a 6-year sponsorship deal worth 7 billion Rwanda currency with the Bank of Kigali. More projects includes Vision City, a multi-phase housing development in Kigali, Rwanda, currently being built by Ultimate Developers Limited for the Rwanda Social Security Board. At 4,500 units and a total cost of $150 million, it is the largest residential housing project in the country's history. The first 500 units were completed in 2017. Another project is the Rwanda National Stadium, officially known as Amahoro National Stadium. It is a multipurpose stadium in the Gasabo district of Kigali, Rwanda. With a capacity of 25,000, it is the largest stadium in Rwanda and hosts football matches, concerts, and public events. The list of mega projects and developments brought by President Paul Kagame goes on and on. We can go along to mention and state how it has brought Rwanda to limelight among other African countries. These are just a few mentioned, and yet President Paul Kagame is still on the watch for his reformation in Rwanda, as there is a possibility of running for a 4th term in office. And that's the end of today's video. Kindly smash the subscription button if you're yet to do so, and click on the like button to like this video in order for it to get to a larger audience. Thanks for watching. Till next time.